Yes, the slippers. They're gone.
Two of the most recognizable pieces of movie history, Judy Garland's blue gingham dress and the ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz, have captured the imagination of millions. But behind their fame lies a series of fascinating mysteries. How these treasures were lost, stolen, and ultimately found. This is the story of two iconic film artifacts, each with its own wild journey. The dress, hidden away in the most unexpected of places, and the ruby slippers, stolen from a museum in the dead of night, their whereabouts unknown for over a decade. In today's video, we'll uncover how these pieces of cinema history disappeared, who took them, and how they eventually found their way back into the spotlight. From FBI sting operations to dusty campus storage rooms, this is the untold story of Judy Garland's dress and the stolen ruby slippers. Judy Garland's blue gingham dress, one of the most iconic costumes in cinema history. 5 versions of this dress were created for the filming of The Wizard of Oz in 1939, but one of them disappeared for decades, vanishing into obscurity. In 2021, after more than 40 years of being lost, this piece of Hollywood history was finally found in the most unexpected place, stuffed in a white trash bag on top of a set of faculty office cabinets at the Catholic University of America.
Found by Matt Ripa, operations coordinator of the drama department.
There was just this element of disbelief. On top of the faculty mailboxes, I saw this bag.
Working in the drama department, he would always keep an eye out for the piece of Hollywood history.
I think it was kind of one of those mysteries I always wanted to solve. You know, the costume designer would be looking for costumes for the show, and I'd be over in the corner looking in another box trying to find the dress. It was the thing that we had all been looking for and then found it when we weren't looking for it.
The dress's journey to the university began in the 1970s, when it was gifted to Father Gilbert Hartke, father of the school's drama program, by his friend, actress Mercedes McCambridge. McCambridge, who won an Oscar in 1949 and was a close friend of Judy Garland, hoped the dress would inspire Hartke's students. But after Father Hartke's death in 1986, the dress was misplaced, and for years it was thought to be lost forever. It wasn't until a campus renovation in 2021 that the dress resurfaced, hidden in plain sight. What many had thought was an urban legend was suddenly a reality. This iconic dress had been right there, untouched.
It matches a lot of the characteristics of the other 5 known surviving dresses.
The hook and eye fastening at the back is very distinctive and exactly the same as the other examples I've seen.
One other additional feature to the dress is
there's a little secret pocket where Judy Garland kept her handkerchief.
No one who had not actually touched one from the film would know about.
So that scene where she wipes the tears of the cowardly lion, she pulls a handkerchief from her pocket and wipes the tears. So that's a little secret pocket.
The rediscovery sparked excitement not only among students and faculty, but also among film historians and fans of The Wizard of Oz. With the dress now valued,
Our pre-sale estimate is $800,000 to $1.2 million.
it served as a reminder of how precious and vulnerable these pieces of history can be. Preserved for future generations, Judy Garland's dress continues to captivate audiences, just as it did in 1939. But the story of this dress isn't just about its rediscovery. It's a testament to the enduring legacy of The Wizard of Oz and the magic of cinema. What other secrets lie hidden in the forgotten corners of Hollywood's history? The rediscovery of Judy Garland's dress is a reminder that the magic of the movies is never truly lost. It's just waiting to be found.
There's no place like home. Follow the yellow brick road.
Few film props are as instantly recognizable as Dorothy's ruby slippers. They are not just a pair of shoes, but a symbol of the magic of cinema, the power of belief, and the enduring legacy of the Wizard of Oz. But these slippers, valued at millions of dollars, haven't always been safe in the hands of collectors and museums. Of the pairs made for the 1939 film, each pair has taken on its own story. traveling across the country and changing hands at auctions for astronomical sums. In 1970, costumer Kent Warner discovered several pairs while cataloging MGM's wardrobe collection for an auction. One pair was sold to a private buyer, while another was given to the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C., where it has remained a central piece of their collection. But the journey of one particular pair took a dark turn. In August 2005, the ruby slippers on display at the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, Garland's childhood home, were stolen in a brazen overnight heist. The thief smashed the display case, taking off with the slippers and leaving only a single red sequin behind.
All she said on the phone was, "They're gone." And I knew exactly what she meant. We're a small town museum. We had security, but there were many lapses. It was almost a perfect storm. So he used a handheld sledgehammer, creeped along this wall like that.
The door's alarm had been disabled because school children kept tripping it.
Our credibility for borrowing other artifacts was destroyed.
The slippers remained missing. Leads came and went. The rumors swirled.
Everything from I was with my boyfriend when he threw them into a water-filled iron ore pit, to they are nailed to a wall in a roadside diner in Missouri.
But no solid clues emerged. In 2018, the FBI launched a sting operation, finally recovering the slippers in Minneapolis. The details of their disappearance still remained murky, but their recovery marked the end of a 13-year-long mystery.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
As with all great mysteries, the story wasn't over yet.
It doesn't fit what we've speculated on.
Terry Martin, who lives in Grand Rapids, claimed in court he mistakenly thought the shoes were made of real rubies.
My client had the ruby slippers for less than 2 days, and then he got rid of them.
And so the slippers sat, allegedly in Jerry Soliterman's backyard near Minneapolis.
They got something that was too hot to move. And they were very specific, they were identifiable.
Real smoking gun was a missing stone from one of the bows that had been replaced during production with a clear stone that was painted red.
He wants to come clean to clear his conscience before he dies. He's very sick.
Martin was ordered to pay restitution to the museum. Because of his poor health, he received no prison sentence.
The recovered slippers were verified by experts and returned to their rightful owner, Michael Shaw, who had originally loaned them to the museum.
They're in very good shape. Just to have them back where I can see them and touch them will be wonderful. And to bring the shoes here so that eventually the shoes will be back to all of you.
Who's made the decision to publicly auction them off this December to the highest bidder.
With an estimated value of $3.5 million, these slippers continued to hold their place as one of the most valuable film artifacts ever created. The ruby slippers put up for auction by Shaw's request, the Judy Garland Museum had hopes to buy them at auction and return them to the museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
There's no guarantee. The museum doesn't own them.
Well, we'll have to have at least $3 million.
Oh, 100% we're the underdog, yeah. All we can do is try. We'd be silly not to try. Sometimes underdogs make it, right?
However, on December 7th, 2024, the ruby slippers were sold at auction to an anonymous buyer in just 15 minutes for an astonishing $28 million, reaching $32.5 million, including additional house fees.
Anyone else now? I'm sitting at $26 million for the ruby slippers.
I felt I was the curator of the shoes and their guardian.
$28 million. Ladies and gentlemen, the ruby slippers just sold for $28 million.
The journey of these shoes is far from over. There remained a lasting reminder of how even the most magical objects can be vulnerable to theft, intrigue, and the passage of time. Today, the ruby slippers stand as a testament to the enduring magic of the Wizard of Oz, a piece of cinema history that reminds us all there truly is no place like home.
Oh, Auntie Em, there's no place like home.
Debbie Reynolds wasn't just an iconic actress, she was also one of Hollywood's most dedicated preservationists. While she dazzled audiences on screen, Behind the scenes, she was quietly amassing one of the most extraordinary collections of film memorabilia the world had ever seen. Among the treasures she collected were costumes from Singin' in the Rain, Gone with the Wind, and of course, one of the test pairs of the ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz. While this pair wasn't featured in the film, its value and significance in Hollywood history made it a prized part of Reynolds' collection. This pair of slippers, known as the Arabian Test Pair, featured a different design from those used in the film. However, a rare image of Judy Garland during a screen test shows her wearing one of these slippers on one foot and one of the on-screen pairs on the other, making this pair as much a part of Oz history as the rest. Reynolds spent decades of her life acquiring and caring for these pieces of Hollywood's golden age. She believed that preserving these items wasn't just about owning memorabilia. It was about protecting cinema history for future generations to appreciate. Reynolds hoped to create a museum where the public could experience these treasures up close.
The MGM auction of May 1970 was like an 18-day wake for Hollywood. Debbie Reynolds was there for every minute of it, checkbook in hand. Her goal was to preserve as much of Hollywood's history as she could. Reynolds spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to save countless Hollywood treasures. Debbie Reynolds bought the Arabian Test Pair from Kent Warner for an undisclosed sum of money.
The people that still own things that I know they own or in their closets at home, I beg them really, let the public see them and have them. And I hope that I can, and I have saved a lot of that history, and I'm very proud of that and happy that I could do it.
Thanks to Debbie Reynolds, most of the costumes and props from the golden age of Hollywood are still with us today. And while she couldn't save everything, her passion ensured that a part of Hollywood's magic will live on for generations to come. The ruby slippers and Judy Garland's blue gingham dress are more than just pieces of movie history. They are symbols of a bygone era, artifacts from a film that shaped the landscapes of American cinema. A time when studios often disposed of costumes and props without realizing their value. The fact that both the slippers and the dress have survived their perilous journeys is a testament to the efforts of collectors, historians, and fans who recognize their significance. As Rhys Thomas, author of The Ruby Slippers of Oz, once said, "The ruby slippers are an enduring symbol of the power of belief, a piece of cultural heritage that people just won't let go of." Even today, the legacy of The Wizard of Oz endures. Fans of all ages continue to embrace its themes of courage, friendship, and finding one's way home. The slippers and the dress, forever entwined in these messages, are more than just items locked behind glass. They are a bridge between generations, a way for today's audiences to connect with the magic of the past. And if you're curious about more stories like this one, check out our other videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.